My friends, hi, my friends, hi, my friends. This is Coach Rose AJ coming to holla at y'all on Christmas. I hope that everybody is having a beautiful, beautiful holiday and that you guys are taking care of yourselves and spending quality time with those that, that you're dear to or that are dear to you. And for a lot of us, it can be a sad time or a depressing time of the year. So what I do want to say is that if it's a hard time of the year for you, please reach out. Please reach out, or maybe even offer some, distraction for yourself by offering to help or do other things, right? So sometimes the holidays people don't celebrate traditionally. And I'm one of those people. I observe the holidays. I love the holidays in general because people are generally a little bit more kinder, a little bit more energetic and festive, right? But I don't do the gifting and the gift shopping and the commercialism that comes with the holiday. So what we're going to do today, me and my husband, we host at my house on Thanksgiving, and my daughter and her family comes over, and then she hosts on Christmas. So I do want to say before I get started with this that happiness, my friend, happiness is an inside job and it is a choice. We cannot look to others to make us happy, to give us things that we feel as though they should give us in order for us to be happy. So, with that being said, each and every day you can make the decision, a conscious decision, that today will be the happiest day that you've ever lived and go about your day creating things in your mental space and in your environment that will promote that happiness for you. And what makes one person happy will definitely not make the other person happy. I remember years and years ago, I was all about the material things, right? I would always think that if somebody loved me, if somebody cared about me, if somebody wanted to make me happy, the best way that they could do that was through money or through gifting, yada, yada, yada. But as I've healed internally and mentally, I found that those things were really just temporary band-aids, right? After doing the work, and I am still a work in progress of doing the work on what makes me happy. I am self-sufficient in making myself happy. So if somebody gives me something that complements my happiness, that's great. But if they don't, I'm still going to be okay, right? It takes a lot to get to this level. It really does. And I'm still working on it. So with that being said, what are you guys eating? What are you guys doing? How are you celebrating? Are you, doing the movie thing? Are you hanging out with family? Have you cooked? How are you celebrating? So my granddaughters, my La Nietas, they've been over a lot because they're on vacation from school and I'm on vacation from work. So, they're spending a lot of time with us and I just love it, right? And so I went and took them to see the movie Migration yesterday. And it was such a cute movie. It was about birds, families, just migrating from where they always lived and going to Jamaica and yada yada yada. So it was cute. It was real cute. So let me share some things with you. I usually have my routine lab work, at least for the last couple of years, my routine lab work done at this time of the year. And I like to have it completed before I go in for my annual, women's checkup and my annual physical, just general physical, right? And that's typically in January. So, y'all, I was trying to wrap my head around this, how I was going to share this with y'all, but I like things just straight up, simple, with no chaser, right? I don't like the build up, right? So, I've been having my labs done consistently. Well, I had them done in 2018 because this is when I was starting my wellness journey. I was starting to embark on becoming aware of what lab work was and what labs I needed to have requested, yada, yada, yada. So, as far back as I can pull, it was 2018 where I've actually got those in my portal and I printed them out and stuff. And what I'm in the process of doing is making a graph, and then I will type it up professionally, not professionally, but I'll type it up. And so I can share that with you guys. But 2018, I had my labs done. And then 2019 and 2020 and 2021, I didn't have them done because I was paying cash out of pocket because I didn't have insurance, right? Medical insurance. So I was paying for everything out of pocket. And the thing that I did do was my fasting insulin. And at the time that I had it first ever done, this is after, educating myself and hearing about it and stuff, it was like 2.5, I think was the first one, like in 2019 or so. So that gave me some relief. And then the typical, where you stick your finger and check your blood glucose. So I went overboard on that a lot because I wanted to see what my, not insulin, but what my blood glucose levels were. I did a lot of experimentation before I ate, after I ate, when I was working out, yada, yada, yada. So long story short, I used that, the Keto Mojo, and the chest check my ketones, which I still do to today, right? So my glucose has normally been um 86 to 91. So I had a reading of 86 fasting glucose, 86, 90, 89, 90. So no cause for alarm, right? And then what I am concerned with right now, but I'm not overly concerned, to be quite honest. I'm not overly concerned. And what I'm working on right now to kind of educate myself and then to come back and talk about this in a few videos, segmented videos. So my weight stabilized in 2020. It stabilized, right? When I say stabilized, that means I finally had hit a weight and it stayed there and it stayed within a 5 pound range. So this is what I want to share. I'm 56, and I used to always say that I'm going to eat the way that I eat, 1 meal a day, 1 meal a day, carnivore. And the only thing that's going to change that is if, there was scientific evidence that said that the way that I was doing things was no longer working for me. Well, I'm just going to be really candid with you guys. So I do eat 1 meal a day for convenience. That's number one. And because I am a volume eater, I learned very quickly that because I do prefer intermittent fasting, the 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, it wasn't going to work for me. So I've been doing this for close to 5 years now, right? 1 meal a day. And so I've been committed to the carnivore way of life for quite a while. So this is what I want to say, that I typically eat beef, like ground beef, hamburger patties, the fattest patties that I can. I don't do the lean. I don't do the sirloin and all that stuff. The chuck roast, all that kind of stuff. So I eat that, right? And I love bratwurst, sausage, beef, hot dogs, stuff like that. So that's normally in my repertoire. And I eat anywhere from 6, 8, or 10 eggs a day. I don't even blink when it comes to eggs. So my lab results, what I want to hit up on is in 2018, in October 2018, when I was eating the standard American diet, even though I was trying to figure my life out and get ready to get ready, which I didn't start transitioning until December 2nd of 2018. So my cholesterol total was 140. And then in February of 2022, I had my labs done twice that year because I accepted a job and they offered insurance after you stayed there for a certain amount of period. Then I switched jobs because I was bored to death of that job. And so I kept the benefits and I was paying like 600 or maybe like $700 a month on the Cobra thing, right? While I went and explored another career opportunity before I started becoming a job coach with the school district a year and a half ago. So I don't pay that premium anymore. But anyway, so I had my labs done twice that year because I wanted to exhaust my benefits, if y'all know what I'm saying. So in February of 2022, my cholesterol total went to 278. Then in December of 2022, it went down to 183. Now my cholesterol total at the labs were drawn on December 20th, 2023. So pretty much a year to the date. So my cholesterol total currently is 395, right? So my HDL um, has gone from 53 in 2018, 2022, February, it was 92. Then December 2022, it was 70. And then currently, as of December 2023, it's 98. Okay. And so there's another ratio that they are concerned around. Okay, my HDL cholesterol, I think I said that, but my LDL, okay, that's what it was. My LDL cholesterol, the totals was 80 in October of 2018. Now, mind you, this is still the standard American diet. Um, February of 2022, I was 175. December of 2022, I'm reading my notes, of 2022 was 104. And my LDL cholesterol as of December 20th of this year, 2023, it's 294. Now, listen, folks, last year, both of the doctors said that my lab work looked really good. Oh, let me just tell you what my fasting insulin before I forget. Let me do that. So, my fasting insulin, okay, and then this is another kicker. I don't know what it was in 2018 because we didn't have it or whatever. So in February of 2022, my fasting insulin was 5.5. December of 2022 was 5.6. And then December 20th, 2023, it's 5.8. But my fasting insulin on all three or four of those years has been 2.5, 2.3, and right now it's 2.2. Last year, both of the doctors were in alarm and really, really counseled me, right? Which I say badgered me, judged me, and beat me up because I declared that I was a carnivore and I am not going back to anything that's plant-based, right? And my mental health has been top notch. My weight has been awesome. Do you think they said anything about that? The answer is no. Their alarm was my LDL cholesterol for last year was 104. But mind you, in February of that same year, it was 175. They didn't send anything, any messages, any emails. They didn't send any letters saying, come in, let's talk about this. But for some reason, because the conversation, they generally do a intake, what's been going on last year, how's your diet, just a general overview. So I was very adamant. So they spent time, two separate visits, spent time counseling me. Why are you counseling me when you weren't counseling me when my ish was jacked up? And I've been going to this practice for over 30 years. Okay. So with that being said, my fasting insulin is stellar, right? So I like to be prepared when I go into the doctor's office. I want everything done before I go in. So that way, when I'm there for my wellness check, we don't need to do any more labs. We don't need to do any of that unless you see something that comes up, right? So the doctor, Dr. L, I'm going to call her Dr. L, she immediately, because I got the test results and reviewed them before she got them, right? So my appointment isn't until January 15th. She sent me a message saying, um, your numbers are really alarming. I'm really concerned, yada, yada, yada. And I need to put you on medication to lower your cholesterol. Bitch, you don't know me good, okay? Because we're not going there. We're not going there. And then she sent another message a few minutes later, I guess in her afterthought, that says your fasting insulin looks great. Would you like to talk about this before your appointment, or we can just wait until you come in? Yeah, we're just going to wait until I come in because this is what I did, you guys. This is what I did. I'm going to be candid. I panicked. I went to that negative Nelly side of myself and I'm like, I've been working so hard, yada, yada, yada. And this is what it's boiled down to. I had a pity party for a few minutes and then I reeled it back in. And I said, girlfriend, we're going to look at what has changed in the last year. What has really changed in the last year? My dietary protocol has not changed. But yes, I am eating a lot more fattier meats, right? So get this, you guys. I don't know why my insulin went up to 5.8, but yes, I do. I mean, my what is it called? My HbA1c. I don't know why it went up to 5.8, but after I thought about it, yes, I do know why it went up. My fasting insulin is stellar, right? My fasting insulin is stellar. Maybe my red blood cells are living longer, right? And do they really calculate the whole 3 months, or is it really the last 30 days that they're taking into account? So, mind you, on December 13th, I went on a 10-day challenge with some people that I coach, and I honestly chose to remove the beef, hot dogs, the bratwurst, the kielbasa, all the stuff that I love, but it actually causes inflammation, right? So I have a lot of water retention, which I don't like, but I love the meat itself, and like spam, I love all of that. But in reality, I said, let me try going without 10 days, right? I'm already off of coffee. So I'm like 6 weeks off of coffee right now, 5.5, 6 weeks off of coffee. So let me just go ahead and push the button on this and do the 10-day stretch, right? And so I've cut out cheese, I've cut out those meats, right? And I keep pork rinds in my repertoire, and I had cut out yogurt, the plain Greek yogurt. So I'm like, what has really changed, right? Maybe I picked up and ate more of those kind of meats than I normally did a year ago. So I'm accepting that. And then number two is I used to run a lot. When I say run a lot, that means maybe like 20, 30, 40 miles a week. So that was my main exercise modality, right? So I would exercise kind of like in the evening and in the morning. It would just be a mix of when I scheduled it, right? But now I still exercise just as much with the weight training, but it's more scattered. Like at the top of the morning is my heavy workout. And then this is the thing, guys. In the evening, when I come home, it's about 2:30. I eat, I do the dishes, I sit down and I lounge. I said, that's what the thing is. That's what the thing is, right? And I might be overeating if I'm being candid. I might be overeating on a continuum, but that level of satiation has not made the scale change, but it has made my numbers change. So this is what I did. I am currently enrolled in a cholesterol class, understanding what the numbers are, what cholesterol does and doesn't do for you. But cholesterol is so important for us that our body makes it if it has the raw materials to make it, right? That's how important it is. So I'm going to learn about all this stuff and continue on this journey and talk to you all about this. My appointment is on January 15th. So my primary goal right now is to absorb this information, understand it enough to have a conversation with the doctor while I am telling her respectfully, I am not going on statins. Oh, this is the other thing. This is the other thing. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. This is the other thing. So, because the scores were, a little like not in the normal range of what it had been in the past couple of tests, this is what I did. I called four different places to see if I could get a calcium. Okay, so this is the thing, calcium coronary scan, right? So I called four different places to find out if I could get a calcium coronary scan without the doctor's order or lab request, whatever, right? All four of them in Washington State said no, right? So typically a calcium coronary scan is where you go in and then they take like x-rays or do whatever of your chest to see if there's been any calcium calcification that's building up, right? And so you have a score of 0 all the way up to 400 or more, right? So there's like graduated measures. So let me tell you something. So I called 4 places because I didn't want to call back to the doctor's office and ask her for this. But after, spending a couple hours on the phone, and they're saying the same thing and Googling and finding out, yes, I do need a doctor's order, whatever. So I called, she wrote the order and sent it to the lab that I requested for her to go to. Now, mind y'all, this test, typically the insurance won't pay for it. So it's an out-of-pocket expense. So I will be doing that on this Thursday, I think the 28th or 29th, coming up at 6:45 in the morning. And the precaution that they gave me was I can't exercise like regular exercise within 24 hours. So I'm going to just take Wednesday off in general from working out and maybe just walk, right? So get this, be proactive in your care, right? So if she was so concerned, there's measures that they do or don't know to take before you start recommending all of this medication stuff. So if my test result comes back as it's concerning, then that's a match for what this lab work is doing. But if it comes back that I had 0, okay, 0, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But now let me tell you something. Be your own advocate. Be your own advocate, my friend. This is what I want to tell you on this Christmas Day. Be your own advocate. There's a lot of us that are caught up in learned helplessness. We're looking to our authority figures, we're looking to others to guide us, to give us the answer. This is what I want to tell you, the answer is already within you. I don't care how destitute your health is. I don't care what your financial predicament is. I don't care what lack of resources or how many resources you have. At some point in time, my friends, you have to stand up and ask yourself, even if it's a minute whisper that's coming through, learn to listen to yourself. Your inner wisdom is there for a reason. And the reason why I don't do medications, the reason why I don't do medication, I'm going to be really honest with you guys, is because of drug addiction. I've never, ever, ever tried drugs. I've never tried drugs because I've always been scared. I grew up with, this is your brain on drugs, the flying thing, the egg frying on a hot concrete thing. I believed all that. And then I saw people, that were a little off and whatnot, is because they were doing those things, doing drugs. But this is the thing that I want to tell you. For the longest time, I have used food as my substance of choice. As my substance. It's always been my substance, my addiction of choice, along with several other things. But it's never been drugs, right? Alcohol for quite a few years. On my weekends, I was a weekend drinker, right? Was the next thing. And then I had to really reel that in. And I could share that story at another time. I had to reel that in because I was asking myself, if I'm doing food, if I'm doing alcohol, what is actually going to be next? And when I started running at 300 pounds, I used to take ibuprofen as a preventative measure to the swelling and the joint pain, right? And that wasn't treating the underlying cause, which was I needed to strengthen, do strength training, and do some other things, and maybe lighten the weight load before pursuing the distances that I was doing. Right. So I haven't taken Advil, Motrin, cough, what do you call it? Cough syrup, cough drops, none of that. I haven't taken that probably for over 15 years, 15 years. And this is the thing, I don't want my mind to be bogged down under any medication. A lot of times, doctors, medical, they do want the best for us. Don't let me, get sidetracked on that. They do want the best for us. But their best for us is not trying to figure it out first. It's medication first. I refuse, unless it's a dire situation and I'm going to die. Okay, then we can talk about it. We don't even have to negotiate it. Just do it. And then I will backtrack from there. But I need all my faculties intact. I spent so many years under the gun of processed food, of sugar, of a vicious cycle of food addiction, so many years under the gamut, being hoodwinked. My mind was hijacked, right? In a vicious state that I couldn't get out of until I titrated down and removed certain things. And in the last 4 years, 3.5, 4 years, my mind has been stellar. It has been point on. And now that I'm without coffee, I'm choosing to be without coffee, right? Because I used it for so long as an antidepressant, along with exercise, talking, and other things, reaching out to friends when I was in need of a good conversation, that kind of thing, right? So I've let go of the coffee because it wasn't serving me at the level it was so many years ago. So the one thing that I'm doing this week to advocate and be in control of my health is I am taking control. I'm getting the coronary scan on Thursday. I'm continuing with my therapeutic exercise routine, whatever you want to call it, exercise routine in the morning. But I'm also, because I have a home gym, I'm also being very cognizant. As soon as I eat, I'm going to rest for maybe 30 minutes maximum, right? Maximum. Then I'm going to get on the treadmill for 10 minutes, get on the stepper for 10 minutes, or get on my rower for 10 minutes. I'm not going to do anything that's going to create a process of like, oh, there, I've got to do this. No, I'm in an experimentation phase. And then there will be days where I will actually prick my finger and see what my numbers are an hour later and then 2 hours later if I was just sitting down, because I need to figure this out. And yes, I'm going to scale back just a little bit on the amount of food, the bolus of food that I eat at one time. I am going to keep you guys posted. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to encourage you to be your own advocate, to be your own self-best advocate. Do the best you can with what you got. Worry about my dog, girl. She wild. She wild. Okay. She must see birds out the back, but do the best you can. Keep checking in on me. Please, 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 if you have a story that you want to share, whether you're in the middle of it, your journey, whatever, just reach out, because I'm really, really, really wanting to share other people's story. You don't have to be carnivore. You can be low carb. You can be carnivore. You can be ketogenic. And another thing, a fourth thing that I'm doing this week also, you guys, is so because I am such a fatty meat beef lover and there's like nothing else under the sun, what I did yesterday was, I'm not a real big seafood girl. So what I did yesterday is I went and got some turkey burgers, some frozen turkey burgers, right? So turkey burgers, and what else did I get? I got a couple of bags of shrimp. I got some salmon, and there was something else that I got. I couldn't do the ground turkey, guys. I only like Trader Joe's ground turkey, so we'll see how that pans out. But what I'm gonna do, instead of like one night, I might have like in the past, I might have like two hamburger patties and maybe a pound and a half of chuck roast, and then the 6 or 8 eggs and some cheese on it and all that stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'll probably, instead of having 5 hamburger patties and 6 eggs, because I'm a lazy cook, you guys, instead of doing all that, what I'm going to do is swap out just a little bit. So I'll have like 2 hamburger patties in my sitting, hamburger patties, and perhaps two what are they called? Turkey burgers, and maybe like the 8 eggs and another piece of fish or something like that. So I'm gonna mix it up and see what happens. And then I'm gonna have my labs redone in on March 20th, which is 90 days. But I'm gonna have my HbA1c done every month. And so for that, because my insurance won't pay for it, I'm using walk-in labs where you can go online and just kind of like a la carte, pick the test that you want, right? Pick the test that you want, and then go to the lab that you've chosen. It's either Quest or LabCorp, but I'm going to stick with LabCorp because those are the ones that did my labs and whatnot for the consistency. So, with that being said, I'm going to shut it down. I want you to believe in yourself, my friends. I want you to believe in myself, yourself, and myself, right? I want us to all believe in each other, have the happiest, safest holiday season ever. And then on top of that, please reach out if you need anything. I am a coach and I'm currently, accepting clients for January 2024 forward. Okay. And I think that is it. I thought I wanted to say something else, but maybe not. I don't know, but I'll figure it out as soon as I get off this call. But anyway, I love you guys to the core. Thank you for listening. And just know that you've got this, I've got this, and the next person has got this, right? All right, guys, talk soon. Bye bye.